As a 5 days grace period for government to come to an agreeable minimum wage with organized labor elapses today, labor leaders in Ogun State have called on government to show transparency at the negotiation table. They made this known in a chat with our correspondent John Felix in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. The report.
Governors under the aegis of the Nigerian Governors Forum have said the 60,000 naira minimum wage for workers is not sustainable. This follows the repeatedly proposed 615,500 and 494,000 as the new minimum wage by organized labor, which government said remain unrealistic. As the 5 days grace period given by organized labor to government elapsed today, workers under the employment of government said the current minimum wage is not sustainable, with a plea to labor leaders not to agree on the pay. They say government remains unsincere in playing their part on the negotiation table.
It's far difficult for any family of 4 to live on 62,000 naira in a month. Prorate any house rent now, even here in Abeokuta that we live, just prorate it and you see what it comes to. Schools, even if the children attend, public schools, they still have to take transport. All of those things have to be accounted for. So what government needs to do is to look at the components of these demands, what makes up the total sum, and then see what is reasonable. It's difficult for anybody to believe at this moment that government cannot afford. Just look at it again. Quite recently, over 90 billion naira to sponsor people to Hajj. Hajj that, even according to the religious injunction, is only for those who can afford it. That does not show that government really want people to understand that we need to tighten our belt. The people in government are not giving us any reason to believe that government cannot afford this money.
To me, the labor are now coming down from 450 to 250. Even they are trying, I think, 100,000 or so. And the government are now bringing down to 62,000 naira. We are not expecting them to agree on that. We are not. Because like I told you the other time, that in 2009, when the minimum wage was elevated to 30,000 naira, dollar rate then was 300 naira. 300 naira to $1. Now, as of today, it is 1,600 naira this morning. So look at that. Look at that exchange rate. So, and the cost of things generally is on the increase. So 62 will not take us to anywhere. If you want me to grade it, let me say 99%. It has affected all the workers, Nigerian workers, 99%. Financially, we are not buoyant. We are not doing well. When you see us going on the streets, just packaging. People are not smiling. And unfortunately, I'm a nurse. The rate at which people are coming down with hypertension, with diabetes now is on the increase. People are really coming down with series of diseases and ailments. They can't even afford common paracetamol or anti-malaria sometimes. And this is the situation we found ourselves. It is as bad as that. Not to talk of food. Tomato is on the high cost and some other things. I'm a woman. I patronize all these women, local markets. So I know what things are saying in the market.
These workers urge the labor leaders to continually push for a pay that works for all workers. While noting that they don't want to embark on strike anymore, they urge government to be sincere with the plight of workers.
Let's say like 150 per month, at least for a family of 6, mother, father with 4 children. Let's say 150 minimum. To me, at least that will be able, if to be manageable. They should press further. They should press further. I'm not talking about strike this time around because nobody wants strike. We don't want it. We don't like it. But since that is what the government of Nigeria understood, that is why Labour gives it to them. But we don't want that. We don't want the situation that we collapse the hospital. No. The masses are suffering. Masses are suffering. People like you and I, at least, let's say we are in medium range. We are not rich and we are not that poor. But people are suffering on the streets. So I think that should be okay. So they should press further. They should press further. And I just want to implore with all our governors that they should please come to our aid. People are suffering. And something urgently needs to be done to salvage the situation.
Well, they will still need to continue to negotiate. Unfortunately, also, you see, there is one thing that a lot of labor movements have come to take to be the truth, that until you shut down the system, government will not listen. But government should, for once, let people start thinking otherwise. Show that they can actually make things happen without anybody having to shut down the system. Just the last time, over 400 billion was said to have been lost in the one day that labor shut down the system. So imagine if we continue to do this and what losses continue to be incurred, especially again on the private sector. So I believe that there is still room for negotiation. It can still go up, it can still go a bit more, and we can find a way around this. So until we get to the point where we say negotiation has completely broken down, then I think Labour knows what next to do.
Nigerian workers will surely be on standby to know what becomes their fate in the days to come. From Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, John Phillips reporting for Galaxy Television News.